Disorder. The Rock Chronicles, presented by Robert Camassa. It's a very good evening to each and every one of you. Welcoming you to the show. It's 13 minutes after 9 o'clock. A bit late with the news tonight. But what can I say that I haven't said before? These people simply cannot edit to save their lives. In any case, tonight it's with pleasure that I have this studio being shared with me by Arda of Arda and the Stolen Moon. Very good evening to you, Arda.
Hello, Robert.
Nice to have you here again.
Same here. I'm happy to be here.
After 4 years or something.
Yeah.
I hope the next time around won't be 4 years.
No way. Gotta get cracking with the third album already.
Yeah. Just released, though, the second album from Arda and the Stolen Moon, which is called Outsider in Perpetual Motion. And intriguing title, first of all. Mm-hmm. Is it because musically you feel like an outsider, or in general?
Yeah. I think it's more musically. I mean, I do feel that I'm not following trends. I'm not into what's really mainstream these days. I'm just doing my own thing. So initially, it's more about the music and me just being the outsider. But maybe there's a bit of a truth in it in real life as well. Could be that I kind of keep myself to myself. And
you're a low-key person.
I am,
you are,
yeah.
Right?
Low profile.
You're not a loud person
Not
like all
all.
Cypriots are.
That's a safe thing to say.
Yeah. So, here you go. I mean, a person who would know you personally, and then goes and listens to your music, is going to say, wow, I mean, this woman has got stuff in her, and she has found a way to express all these things.
It's true. I think music is an outlet for me to be the real Arda and just let everything out, what's inside of me, express it through music. And really, I think music is so important because it allows you to express not just your inner feelings, but also observe around you and tell stories and address issues all around you.
Yeah, and there's
That's
plentiful of that in the album. We're going to get to. We're going to go through the album track by track. But the album is out, of course, and it's out in physical formats too, not just
digital.
Digital. So
we thought, okay, that we gotta have it out on vinyl, so it's out on very limited edition vinyl, and not just any vinyl. It's this beautiful white with purple splatter, 180 grams vinyl. We have it out on CD. And ultra limited edition cassettes, because they're back in these days. And of course downloads.
Yeah, great. So, and they're all available from your site, I guess.
Official website.
And the Bandcamp.
Bandcamp.
Yeah. it's a bit weird for me because I'm involved in your music, and here I am trying to try to interview you.
I was just thinking the same thing because we always talk about our songs over coffee, and now here we are in the studio.
Yeah, but it's something that I've always believed that should be heard, and I'm a great admirer of the way you write.
Thank you.
I have to say that, and I have to repeat that, because not many people write like you do.
Wow, that means a lot coming from you. And I also want to say that I, in turn, am a great admirer of how you take songs and demos and ideas and turn them into these beautiful songs. Your ideas on production. And
thank you. Does that mean you're going to consider me when the third album is...
I'll think about it.
You'll think about it. All right. Okay. Okay. The album is, has just been released, a week ago?
On 28th of May. We're super excited. It's been well received so far.
It's been I've been getting quite a few reviews from overseas, mostly because in Cyprus they don't review albums. I don't know why.
I don't know. Maybe it could be that they get this sort of music more overseas. We've been getting great reviews, UK, USA, and every time I read anything that says your music is different, unique, original, or they say how the production does not take away from the song, but it just adds what's necessary to complement the lyrics. It just means so much to me. I'm very happy with the reviews.
Yeah, on the other hand, I would say it is different, but it is different from what is out there today as pop rock music. For the last few years.
Definitely.
But actually, it's quite organic music.
I think it's not that different to what used to be out there. I mean, it's more old school. It's singer-songwriter. The lyrics are important, the melodies. It's not just, I take one catchy phrase and I add all these electronic elements and make it into a pop song.
Yeah, man, it's getting terrible. It's getting terrible. I mean, I don't listen to today's pop music anymore because I find it quite depressing myself,
I try to be open-minded. There are sometimes tracks that I like on the charts, but it's usually 1 out of 20. Very rare.
Well, you're lucky if you get 1 out of 20.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. I mean, the first video single you've released. I don't know if we can talk about singles, but the first track that was out from the album, you chose to have "Emotional Hacking" as the lead-off track of the album, which is, by the way, I see it's doing quite well on YouTube. The video, it's got quite a few thousand hits. It should be satisfying.
I am. I never expected. I mean, I hoped for many views, but to see it over 16,000, it's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the 100 million stuff, but it's okay for a start.
For sure.
So, Emotional Hacking is quite an interesting song because you take on the distractions that the progress of the electronics technology
social media
has in our life.
Yeah.
And you do it in a quite interesting way, though.
Yeah, I mean, the way I approached it is I thought that definitely technology and social media are affecting our lives immensely. But I do it in a humorous way, and at times even with a self-deprecating humor. I mean, I'm not here to judge anyone, because before I judge anyone, I'm first kind of looking at myself because nobody's perfect. Maybe I too will fall in the trap of checking my mobile every 5 minutes, so I try not to. And as most things, technology is a double-edged sword in the sense that, I mean, it can add so much to, say you're a band, you're trying to have a following, or you're an entrepreneur, you want to get your products out there. It can be such a great tool. But on the other hand, if you get caught in this whole selfie culture or being addicted to your phone or, I don't know, online dating, which I've never tried myself, but it can be, we got to be careful not to lose ourselves in technology. And yeah, I thought it's a fun song to address these issues in a fun way.
Yeah, and it's quite humorous and quite
the
interesting.
The video also is funny.
Yeah, it's cool. Well, you have to match the song, right?
Yeah.
So, I was going to say about this track, Emotional Hacking. It has that element that the great writers have.
Oh, really?
I mean, yes. If you're going to point your finger at somebody else, you have to point it first at yourself. And that's what you're doing. And that is respect. That is respect.
Thank you.
So, let's do Emotional Hacking. This is Arda and the Stolen Moon from the brand new album Outsider in Perpetual Motion. And here it goes, if I can get around to making it play.
I admit I'm too skinny to twerk. Demystifying sex just don't work. Guess I'll never ever go viral. That's my career on a downward spiral. No, I don't do Instagram or Twitter. Can't compete with the Kardashian glitter. I'm too reserved and disengaged. Miley and me are not on the same page. My thumbs are not that fast, my selfies suck. Bombarded with messages from dawn till dusk. Never be cyberstalked by a weirdo. What's that? The drone outside my bedroom window. No emoji can describe my mood. I don't fit in, I've got no tattoos. Spotlight shines on an empty stage, set for the next flavor of the day. And here I am, searching for clues, but I'm not the one who made these rules. Infomercials as in promotions. Well, guess what? You can hack my emotions. .com's moving in for the kill. Selling stuff you don't even need. Time and money in front of a screen. Zuckerberg and Bezos are obscenely rich. What about us and what about love? All you have to do is go online. You fall in love with a cyber photo. Then you meet and he's like Quasimodo. My thumbs are not that fast, my selfies suck. Bombarded with fake news from dawn till dusk. Holding on to my private life like an heirloom. Hey, who put that camera in the bathroom? No emoji can describe my mood. This is my anthem, this is my truth. I'm spam alert, so practice caution. Alone outside or in perpetual motion. And here I am, searching for clues. But I'm not the one who made these rules. Infomercials, ads and promotions. Well, guess what? You can hack my emotions. George Orwell, Nostradamus.
Arda and the Stolen Moon there from their brand new album Outsider in Perpetual Motion. That was Emotional Hacking, and we do have Arda here in the studio with us, chatting about this new album of theirs. And the album starts with such a very upbeat, rocking song. Do you think that the people who listen to the first album will be surprised when they listen to the second one?
I think so. I think I sound a bit more, there's more presence in my vocals. I'm a bit more free myself, although I wouldn't change a thing on the first album. I love it. Has this sort of innocence about it. It's so organic, melodic, but yeah, I think I've grown as an artist.
Well, you should, I think. I mean, every artist should grow, right? And well, it definitely shows in the music. Maturity, I would say. Yeah.
I mean, looking back, the first album was really more introspective, talking about feelings, love, human nature, relationships. Although there were quite a few songs about, storytelling songs, like The Dead End Waltz was about that single mother who's trying to make ends meet, or Parallel Universe, about somebody getting stuck in the star system. But with this second album, I think I've found my true voice. Yeah, and I'm addressing issues and writing in a different way.
How did that come about, though? Because right now you're before, like you were saying, it was more of an introspective album, more of a personal thing. But right now, you're voicing someone else's life or problems or thing. I mean,
I think it was two things. One, I realized that sometimes I gotta maybe just sit and write the lyrics first, tweak some words around, like make them as perfect as they can be, and then add the melody. Not just sit in front of the piano and write whatever comes to me. But also, I thought to myself, love is a great thing. It's so important, of course, but there's only so much you can write about love. There comes a point where you have to say, right, I'm an artist. How can I make this world a better place in my own small way, in any way I can contribute? And we all live in a neighborhood, a community, a country, a planet, a solar system. We all are part of this big world, and not detached from each other. We gotta help and put messages across and just try to make this world a better place in any way we can.
Yeah, well said. And with that, we're going to move to the second song on the album, which is The Duke of Icicle.
That's right.
Which connects well with what you've just said. What is the Duke of Icicle?
The Duke of Icicle is this character that I'd invented as a kid. He's made of ice. He lives in the North Pole. And obviously now with climate change, the ice is melting. The Duke cannot be away from human ways. His life is changing. His house is melting. He's going to melt. So it's this call to everybody to take climate change, view it as a serious matter, which it is, and try to take action. But I presented this really serious matter in a bit of a fairy tale way. So I start with the Duke and how a typical day in his life is.
This is quite interesting. I find it to be, because you're there with the verses, as it's something that you usually do with your songwriting. You tell the story in your verses, and then in the choruses you will turn it more personal or give the bigger picture.
The message, yeah. I think this is something that develops subconsciously through my writing, but it's true. The verses are the more storytelling part, where I describe and do the storytelling, and then in the verse I'll bring the message across, or just share something that's more personal.
Yeah, wonderful. So, this song you're doing a duet, right?
Yes, with Stefanos Georgiadis. He did an amazing job. We felt the need for maybe a stronger male voice to show you could say the contrast between nature and man, feminine, masculine. And his voice just really fits so well with the song. I'm very happy. And
Stefanos Georgiadis, of course, with his in the Delirium Elephants.
Yes, that's
Stefanos, fine singer. And now, this is a song that obviously people who follow you, they've just heard about 3 songs from the new album, which were released as a video. This is one that they're going to listen to for the first time.
Yes, and we will be releasing the video probably by the end of next week.
By the end of next week?
Yeah, so they'll see it on YouTube.
A lot of videos you have ready, eh?
Oh, yeah. It's all DIY.
Oh, but it's still cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here we go with the Duke of Icicle, Arda and the Stolen Moon.
The Duke of Icicle, he lives in a faraway land, in a castle built with ice, in a place that's forever white. The Duke of Icicle, he doesn't get many guests, instead he travels on his own, accompanied by walruses and polar bears. The Duke of Icicle stays away from the fireplace, keeping warm by candlelight. Besides, he doesn't want his mashing to melt. The Duke of Icicle loves his breakfast of snow on toast. It's the perfect start to a day of wandering about and caught in fishing holes.
Everything's changing, the sun is blinding.
We're slowly drifting away.
Sweating profusely, the waters are rising.
We're slowly fading away.
Thought he was living in a safe place.
We're slowly drifting away.
Out of reach from human ways.
We're slowly fading away. The Duke
weather's changing, the ice is melting.
Slowly drifting
The water is rising, the coastline is drowning.
slowly losing the grip.
'Cause nature is vengeful and that she's fighting.
Slowly drifting
To think we can win, we're not that mighty.
slowly fading
See, London's drowning and I'll live by the river.
So you see, London is drowning, and I live by the river. There we go with the Clash reference.
That's
there.
right.
But it's quite interesting because if you go to the lyric, that outro lyric, I don't know how many people pay attention to this and how many people really analyze it. If you, what's the lyric?
I guess you'd have to know about the Clash and the song "London Is Calling."
I'm not talking about that one. I'm
Oh,
talking
which
about
one?
the lyric of the last chorus. Because the water is rising.
The coastline is drowning,
And the coastline is drowning, which
and nature is vengeful. Back she is fighting.
yeah, there's a bit of philosophy in there with the nature being vengeful and back she's fighting. But you know the pictures it conjures. I mean, the water is rising, and the coastline is
happening.
drowning.
Yes,
Is I mean, it gives you chills. I mean.
it's true. It is happening, and I think it's going to happen sooner than we think.
Well, yeah, with the way things are going, yes, unfortunately, and there's going to be a lot of...
And I wouldn't invest in a house by the sea.
yeah, you know, like I've been saying, you know, I mean, in a few decades, maybe we'll be going to the beach in Hirokitia instead
You think
of...
so?
Well, I mean, who knows what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's sad, but
Yeah.
we gotta try.
But very, very good observation. So, who is Arda and the Stolen Moon these days?
Oh, you mean
The band.
yeah, the band? It's mostly me and my guitarist Sokratis Leptos, who is also band leader, and Sokratis also played bass on the album while we were recording.
And all the guitars, of course.
Yeah, and all the guitars, acoustic, electric.
And the arrangements.
And he brings a lot to the band and the recordings. You know, every musician brings something of his own.
Yeah. He's
And
the
so
doctor,
Sokratis
isn't
added a lot. And not to mention that we wrote the next song we're going to play. It's co-written with Sokratis.
he? Wait. You're gonna dictate the playlist here? What's happening?
I just assumed you were going down the track
Yeah.
list.
Yeah, all right. So, so Sokratis is very cool. I mean,
Yeah.
that's why we call him the doctor.
Mm-hmm.
He's the doctor of the guitar.
Indeed.
And great person to be with, great person to work with. You know?
Yeah, so easygoing, such a nice person, and just
Yeah.
really...
And so talented. I mean, it's unbelievably talented. You're very lucky to have him as your band
Well,
leader,
you
know?
introduced me to him. But we had lots of good musicians working on the album.
Yeah, we're going to get to them as we move along. Now, this song, Signals, this is another one of your video releases. It's been out there, another one that's been getting very good reviews. outside the album, I mean, some songs are getting reviews by themselves, right?
Yes, we have some reviews are about the album in general, but some are just about a few songs, and we had some very good ones for Signals. I think they find the storyline intriguing.
Which again, you're doing the same thing on this song, and this is what I like about your writing. I mean, it's you have your own style of writing, you know what I mean? So
I wouldn't know because it comes naturally, but if you say so.
So, Signals, here, you do the same thing with the verses.
Yeah, so in the verses, I'm talking about the history of communications, how it started with, say, the native Indians in America just sending smoke signals with fire, and then the drums in Africa, and then we have the semaphore, Morse code, telegram, and now satellites. I mean, we've come a long way in communications. But in the chorus, I ask, I mean, have we really? Are we communicating better as humans? I mean, not really. We gotta listen more, talk less. I mean, why is it every time I talk now, I don't understand whether I'm treading on water or walking on dry land?
Yeah.
That's the message.
That's your poetic side, too, there.
Yeah.
But it's fantastic.
The concept, you mean?
Yeah, the way it plays out is, you know, it's art, actually. I mean, it's you know,
Thank you.
It's your style. I mean, of writing, which is so cool, and. You're sharing the vocal here.
Oh, yeah, with Sarah Fennick. She, I was just so honored to have this duet with her.
I mean,
she has
Sarah
an
has
amazing
been around
voice.
for so many years, and you know, she's respected all over the place.
Yeah, and not just in Cyprus. Quite well known in Europe too. And
yeah.
I was honored that she said yes, and she wanted to do the song with us. And I think our voices kind of blend nicely together, don't you think?
They do, yes, they do. And I find it interesting that your part in the verses is in a hushed voice. You know,
exactly.
Gather around, let me tell you a story.
Yeah, I approached it as I'm the storyteller here. I'm just, you know, going to tell you an interesting, exciting story, almost half talking, half whispering.
Yeah.
And then Sarah comes with her higher, sweet tones.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. It's a beautiful song. It's the one that you wrote together with Socrates, right? Yeah.
Yes.
But we have to mention that on the outro of the album, not just on the outro of the song, but also during the choruses. During the choruses, there's humming, backing vocals, and then there's this fantastic improvisation at the end of the song to counteract the Socrates' guitar, and it's Namadama, right?
Yes, Anastasia, Namadama. It was just what we needed in this song. She just added so much with those backing vocals. I love the intro. Oh, it's almost like the Indians, isn't it? The Native American Indian sound. Very ethnic-y.
Yeah, it's very ethnic-y. It's true. And she's doing backing vocals through most of the songs, I guess, right?
Yes, a lot of the songs. Anastasia has an amazing voice. She's an artist herself, very talented. It was like I felt blessed to work with her.
Yeah, Anastasia is a very good person to work with again, and very, very talented too.
Mm-hmm.
So this is Signals, and this was actually the second
video we released.
You released, yeah. So let's listen to Signals. Arda and the Stolen Moon, featuring Sarah Fennick and Nama Dama. Well, it was Signals there, Arda and the Stolen Moon, Arda with Sarah Fennick and Nama Dama, and of course a song co-written with Socrates Leptos, and it's quite interesting how it's an eclectic album because it jumps from one thing to another. It's quite eclectic. Who else played on this song?
Well, Akis Farmagalidis played some jazzy keyboards, which really added to the sound of the track.
Yes, Akis. Maybe it's the first time he stood on in front of a keyboard, because he only plays piano.
Oh,
he hates keyboards, so that's a first.
But it turned out really good.
It's very cool. Yeah. It gives another.
We needed this for this song.
This jazzy
the ambience.
Feeling. Yeah. Cool. So there goes Signals, and the album then changes pace again, and it's another track that's smart and funny. Smart, I would say first, and then funny.
Yeah, it has that storytelling element again.
So, are you trying to become George Orwell here on the song and predict the future?
The future, or a female Nostradamus. I'm just, talking about how things may be in 2063. And obviously, it's not my thing. I mean, imagine calling a taxi and not having a driver there to just have a chat with, and it's all electronic. You just type in your destination. It's so impersonal.
Would you get into a taxi like that, a driverless taxi?
If I had to, I would, but I'd rather walk. Or having virtual coffee instead of the real thing.
What's a virtual coffee anyway?
I don't know. I somehow imagine maybe like this headset that you put on your head and you're stimulated in all the ways you would be if you'd had coffee.
But there's some quite a few things you predict in quotation marks there. There's some funny ones, that you
meant to be humorous.
You go to the supermarket. This is a part I liked the best. You scan the chip
in your hand.
To pay your bill at the supermarket.
I buy powdered salad.
Yeah, powdered salad, and the background music. The background, this is what I like the most, is from Sir Edward Sheeran, because it's become Sir by then.
Yes, so you're at the supermarket and you hear Sir Edward Sheeran in the background.
And his music is background music
anyway.
It's
a bit tongue-in-cheek that, he's become Sir, and it's the sort of thing you hear at supermarkets.
So as you were walking back home, you saw a strange green glow around the moon.
Oh, yeah, that. I mean, imagine that the water has risen so much there's not enough land to live on Earth, and we're starting to live on the moon, other planets. So you look at the moon and you see this strange gas emitting. It's green.
It's radioactive.
Because of the people. It's just my imagination.
Cool, very cool. And then when you get home,
but I come home and even my kids match the sofa and the linen. They've been genetically modified to perfect match for the surroundings.
Man, it's scary. It's scary, all these things, but you put it in such a humorous way that it's there's how you call it? Doesn't make it sound so scary,
Yeah, it's almost like the message is there, but in a light-hearted way. So you think about it, not get too worried.
Cool. Who's contributing on the album? The sax
Oh, yeah.
On the album. And here's another song, folks, out there that you're going to listen for the first time if you've just heard the 3 video songs that were released. This is another one you haven't heard yet.
So a big part of the song is the saxophone, which was by Elias Vasiloudis. It sounds great. I really like the energy it brings in. But also the guys doing the backing vocals, let me out, let me out. Mm-hmm. They were your colleague, Andreas Jacovidis.
Yes.
Gregory Dellis, yeah. And Tom Zerwinski. I was just so impressed how they came to the studio and they were so easygoing and professional and they nailed it from the second, third take.
Yeah, man, they were very good, and I think it adds to the song too, because it gives it that sort of the end of the world feel, in a comical way, you know. So
a bit of a heaviness, but I don't know, hard to explain.
Yeah. So here is 2063. It's Art and the Stolen Moon from the brand new album. And she woke up one day, and she woke up in the future in 2063.
Woke up one morning, it was 2063. Fixed myself a virtual coffee, beamed myself down to the street. My video boss called me, told me I was fired. Better lose your job to a robot than to an E5 dilettante. Let me out, let me out. I need some air. Let me out, let me out. I can't breathe in here. Let me out, let me out. I'm feeling spent. Let me out, let me out. Wanna be alive again. Hailed a driverless taxi, topped in my destination. I kinda found myself missing the driver's flawed articulation. Got it from the 10th floor to a skin shedding parlor. Hello, milk white skin, now tattoos are out of fashion. Let me out, let me out. I need some air. Let me out, let me out. I can't breathe in here. Let me out, let me out. I'm feeling spent. Let me out, let me out. Wanna be alive again. Took a stroll to clear my mind past the tax-paying drug peddlers. So green glow round the moon, I thought must be the settlers. Then off to the supermarket, got powdered salad dinner. Scanned the chip in my hand to the music of Sir Edward Sheeran. Let me out, let me out. I need some air. Let me out, let me out. I can't breathe in here. Let me out, let me out. I'm feeling spent. Let me out, let me out. Wanna be alive again. Skywalk back home to my designer children. Editor genetically to master sofa and the linen. And I woke up next day, it was just a dream. A world still creative, brave, and obsessed with vanity. Let me out, let me out. I need some air. Let me out, let me out. I can't breathe in here. Let me out, let me out. I'm feeling spent. Let me out, let me out. Wanna be alive again. Let me out. I need some air. Let me out, let me out. I can't breathe in here. Let me out, let me out.
Well, there you go. That was 2063. Yet another track from the brand new Arda and the Stolen Moon album, Outsider in Perpetual Motion. And the album is out on limited edition 180 grams vinyl splatter. And on CD and on a very, very, very limited cassette. You can get your hands on them from Arda's site on the internet. That's Arda and the Stolen Moon, and from her site on Bandcamp. So that was 2063. Better lose your job to a robot than to a neophyte dilettante. Oh man, it brings pictures to you, you know.
Yeah, you're thinking, where does she come up with them?
Oh man. Okay, that was the first side of the album, shall we say, the vinyl album, because the CD doesn't have a first side. Cassette does. But
yes.
The first side is, it winds up with a song called Wishing.
Mm-hmm. Wishing. This is one of the more introspective songs on the album. Where I talk about, it's a wistful song. I'm just wishing to have somebody back in my life that I don't have anymore. Yeah, I quite like this one.
Yeah, I don't think we should talk about this anymore. It's, this personal things is a different story. But here it is, yet another facet of music that adds to the album being eclectic.
Yes, because it's this one has a totally different vibe and energy to it. It's more ethereal, experimental, almost like with the verses as though I'm singing to myself using this really light head voice. Mm-hmm. And then towards the end, there's this explosive sound. It's quite experimental and different.
Yeah, it's it will take some people by surprise at one point. Who's guesting on this track?
Okay, on this track we have Michalis Khalil playing bouzouki, which we kind of tweaked and gave it a different, we tweaked the bouzouki sound, didn't we?
Yeah, man, why don't they put bouzoukis on amplifiers? I mean, and put some distortion on
it. Different, yes. And I'm playing the keyboards, but again, it's more of organic sound. I mean, we tweaked the keyboard sound, and there's this really relaxing water flowing sound.
Yeah. It's something different, but still, I mean, the album has its flow. So let's play Wishing.
Wish I was a raindrop falling down to earth, running down a ditch with the dead leaves and the dirt, tumbling with the red
That was a track called Wishing, Art and the Stolen Moon from the new album Outsider in Perpetual Motion. And I may say that you cater beautifully to the needs of each song vocally.
Oh, okay. Do I? Thank you.
But, I mean, each song has a different feel, and you adjust to that. I mean, you get under the skin of the song.
I guess that's true. We all have a different, it's a different mood, each song, isn't it? So, of course, in emotional hacking, I'm more humorous, cheeky, saying things as they are. And in Wishing, it's just more as though I'm almost singing to myself and in a wistful way.
Yeah. But it works well. Works well.
Yeah, I think I have become more kind of flexible over the years, experimenting and writing different things.
Yeah, well, you do work with it. Sometimes it's subtle, but it works very well on the songs. It works very, very well, and there's good sounds on this album. Orally, I'm talking about orally.
Definitely.
Like A-U. R-A.
Yeah, I get
Why? Where was this album recorded?
Yeah, I think we did get a good sound on the album. It was recorded at New Music Studios by Michalis Chrysanthou. And Michalis also played keyboards on a lot of the songs. And he added some electronic and atmospheric elements. With the final mixing was done by George Irakleus at Honorism Studios. And let's not forget Stefanos Melody on drums.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Played on quite a few tracks.
Percussion on
percussion
quite a few songs.
On signals and drums on the
and we had a lot of people contributing to this album.
Yeah, it's quite a step to open up and, let other people in,
Yeah, but I do believe that the more you do this, each musician or singer will bring something of their own, and in the end you'll get a more colorful album.
That's true.
But of course, everything was, being directed by you. I mean, you had a great role in this as producer.
Thank you very much.
Had to say.
Okay, so so now we move on to the second part of the album. Let's put it that way, and it kicks off with a song called "The Pebble in My Shoe."
That's
now,
right.
There you go again. It's your style, storytelling again on the verses, and getting personal on the choruses. And subject matter is, I think, amazing. I mean, the way you put things.
I think it's something that happens all too often. How we just get caught up in our everyday lives. We end up worrying about petty little issues and not look at the bigger picture and neglect or just not pay enough attention to more dire needs. Be it, the example here is quite extreme. Somebody, thinking to jump off a building, but it could even be somebody who needs your help in something that you could help them with. And yet we are just so caught up in everyday life. So you're worried about the pebble in your shoe and not think about somebody who's thinking of ending their life.
Or being in some sort of need. Yeah, but it's amazing the way you put it, and then the music comes and blends in so well with the lyric. That's another amazing thing you do.
Yeah, I think the music, the way I wrote it is, it's melodic throughout the song, but the choruses have a bit of a different tempo, and this contrast with the verses also reflects the difference between the little issues that we pay too much attention to and the bigger ones. The story here, though, it's not just one story. It's like many different that I had in my mind, and I combined them. The kid at that I saw at the canteen, it's from days back at school where I would often see students, and I would wonder, what's the background of this child? Where are they from? Sometimes, when you see somebody who's a bit down, you wonder about the situation at home. And then when I was working at London, I would often see this homeless guy on my way to work, and one day he wasn't there. I couldn't help but wonder what happened to him.
So it's little things like
little
this.
bits and pieces that I combine.
And then you work with the imagination and you build the story.
Yes, and I even remembered that story you told about this other guy you would see in the States, and you'd sometimes get him coffee and breakfast, and one day you went there and he wasn't there. So I even took a bit of that story and put it in my story.
Yeah, but this is the interesting thing that the interesting thing about storytelling. It's
you
putting all these elements together and creating something which I find it pretty amazing, though. It's and the song is so different from the others on the album. It's sort of an art pop song, a bit progressive. It's.
I think the production here adds a lot as well. Remember the chains?
Yeah.
We dropped chains and recorded that sound.
Almost forgot that. Yeah,
got that in the choruses.
Yeah,
just before the choruses.
The percussion on this track is by actually dropping chains and
dragging
in the studio, and then dragging chains, and then adding steps in gravel, putting them all together and creating this interesting, I think.
It's all organic,
percussion.
no loops.
No way, man. No way. So, it's The Pebble in My Shoe. So, check it out.
I first saw him ages ago in the schoolyard in my teens. Like a shadow, he caught a lonely figure, a handsome but broken kid. He always walked next to the wall, eyes low like he was scared. I always wondered about his home, what was going on in that place. Once we bumped into each other, he was smoking behind the canteen. Hey, the words fell from his mouth as he stood frozen at his feet. Hey, I said, how's it going? He walked away, but his eyes haunt me to this day. I'm worried about the pebble in my shoe, upset with the flies circling my room, cursing at the bums ahead on the road, complain about the weather when it gets cold. There's someone on a building ready to jump, but tell me really, do we give a damn? Unless it's a friend or someone we know, we just say, oh boy, go by our day. don't you worry. And he rolled up a J. Keep safe, I said, and walked away, reddened with guilt, haunted by the sadness in his stare. I'm worried about the pebble in my shoe, upset with the fly circle in my room, cursing at the bums ahead on the road, complain about the weather when it gets cold. There's someone on a building ready to jump, but tell me really, do we give a damn? Unless it's a friend or someone we know, we just say oh boy and go by our day. Go by our day. I last saw him sleeping in a box, his locks of hair caked in mold. Alarm started ringing in my head, something twisted in my gut. The place looked like a graveyard of needles, an asylum of lost souls. Had to go back again, desperate to help him. When I went there, the box was empty. He's gone, he said. His toothless neighbor, where I am, he just looked up towards the sky. I won't be worried about the pebble in my shoe. Never mind the flies circling my room. I won't be cursing at the bumps ahead on the road. And what the hell, sometimes it does get cold. You see, hindsight is a road paved with guilt. We're so enamored with the life we lead, but if there's any chance we could manipulate fate, let's dare to take it before it's too late. Before it's too late. Before it's too late. Before it's too late.
And that is the pebble in my shoe, and of course you're going against grain here. You notice that because the pebble in my shoe. It's about it's over 6 minutes long, and most of the songs are length. It's 5 minutes average song.
Yeah, we
It's
do
okay.
like lengthy songs. There's so much to say.
Whereas it's for people who don't have short attention spans, I guess.
Exactly.
But it's against this trend that it's today's pop music. That's everything is less than 3 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have a hard time tweaking a song to fit Eurovision, for example.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay, that was the pebble in my shoe there, and then we have the song that was released as third.
Our latest video.
The latest
Yes.
video you released, which is Upset the Apple Cart.
Mm-hmm.
So,
So
this is a big thing. I mean, because there's a lot of people involved in it, first of all. The video I'm talking about, but let's begin with the music first.
Okay, so I wanted to write. I mean, it's been a while that I wanted to write something about women's rights and violence against women. And the way I started, it was just doing research, finding all the different ways in which violence is inflicted on women, not just physical, like, abuse, genital mutilation, flattening of breasts, whatever. Also, the more indirect ways, such as being forced to marry someone or being forced to get an abortion. So I did all my research. I was ready to write. I wrote the verses. And I admit I was a bit stuck at some points with the choruses because I didn't know how to approach that. And I remember very clearly how you sent me that the film, The Stoning of Soraya M. And when I watched that, it just, everything dropped in place. I knew that the chorus has to start, that every time a woman like Soraya M. is, buried where he sleeps, stoned to death. And it just helped me write a lot because also I got the feeling from that film and put it into the song. So that was the writing part.
Again, it's your style. Again, it's
where
your style.
It's more kind of detailed.
Well, you do have your verses that, in this case, they are descriptions
of the different ways
of abuse around the world that happen, and then you go on the choruses and you tell real stories that happened.
Yes, the real stories.
Describe that, and then at the end, of course, it's more of a call to arms.
Yeah, the stories and the message that we gotta, upset the apple cart and stand tall and talk about these things. Do something.
Yeah, it's a very strong message, and I wish people would write more songs about that. I mean, it's
definitely
because if it's not out there, the more of this songs like this are out there, I think the better the chances are.
Yeah, it
Although
helps.
I don't know if us as human beings can ever become civilized, but that's another story.
I think it helps raise awareness, and that's what we got to do. In this case, I think what really helped with putting the message across was the video. I mean, how all these local ladies and TV, the celebrities, the actresses, they got involved, thanks to you. I'm just so grateful that they took part.
Yeah,
lip singing each verse.
It's amazing, and I remember we went to film our First Lady of Theater, Despina Bedelli. What an experience!
Oh, it was surreal.
I mean,
meeting her.
To the other ones, we did send the music and the lyrics.
Yes, we had
but
something.
to Despina, we didn't do that. He just stood there.
Yeah, I remember I played it to her a couple of times, and she was just such a pro. And
it's amazing.
And the feeling she gave it, the performance.
Yeah, but all of them are really amazing. And
may I mention the names?
Yeah, of course, yes.
So the video starts with Despina Bedelli. Then we have Marina Maleni, Petra Argiru, and
Elita is next.
Yes, Elita Michailidou. And then we have the chorus, and then it continues with Niovi Haralambous, Alexia Karagana, Natasa Gafkalia, and Marilia Yaluridou.
That's it, yes.
And we went and videoed them one by one. It was such a pleasure to meet them. And they were all excited to join.
All of them, such nice people, great professionals, and
happy to be taking part.
Yeah. And we do have to thank also the the ladies that took part in the choruses.
Oh, yeah.
And we needed some ethnic ladies just to make the message more universal.
Yes, that this is something that can happen to any woman.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was a funny story how we found the ladies.
But, okay, I mean, you have to make ends meet, with these things.
Exactly. Where there's a will, there's a way.
So, Harriet, Manny, and
Maria Mafia and Anna.
Anna, thank you all very much.
Yeah, I mean, their presence made a difference. Big one.
And, of course, the director.
Oh, yeah, Dasos Murtovanis. Thank you so much. We would drag him every time to the shoots. Thank you.
Yes. So, yeah, let's do Upset the Apple Cart.
The apple cart. Women in Perda, women forced to marry. Their daughters. Every time a woman like India's daughter is raped by a gang and dies a few days later, we just gotta stand as one. Stand tall and upset the apple cart. Stand tall. Upset the apple cart. Now, I don't want to spoil your dinner with stories of women getting abused and genital mutilation in Sierra Leone. If you don't know where that place is, if you don't have a clue what I'm talking about, doesn't mean what I'm saying is false. And I don't mean to wreck your mood with the trafficking of women sold as sex slaves, or the Western wife with the blackened eye and swollen lips caused by her drunk beta male. Every time there's violence against someone's daughter, must harness the waves, come hell or high water. We just gotta stand as one. Stand tall and upset the apple cart. Stand tall. Upset the apple cart.
Well, there goes Upset the Apple Cart. Another track from the brand new Arda and the Stolen Moon album, Upsider in Perpetual Motion. Reminding you one last time, it's available on vinyl, CD and cassette. You can get your copy at Arda and the Stolen Moon's website and on their Bandcamp site, but they're all limited editions, some ultra limited editions. Okay, so that's Upset the Apple Cart. How did the recording sessions go this time around? I mean, it was started before the pandemic, right?
Oh, yeah. It was quite a bit before the pandemic, and everything ran really smoothly. I mean, we were recording from weekend to weekend, so that did take a while. But 2020, we were done, ready. And then, you know, the pandemic happened. We had to wait and see when to release it. But since this thing's going to be around for a while, we thought it's best to release this year.
Yeah. Now it's
we have a good team. It went smoothly, I think, the recordings.
Very nice. Let's move on to the 8th track on the album, which is Monkeys, which I have to admit I like your performance here, your vocal performance best than...
I say a lot, don't I? It's very wordy.
Yeah, but you're good with wordy songs. Should become a rapper or something.
Well, I do rap a bit. I did in the previous track.
Yeah. So Monkeys.
Yeah, Monkeys. It's actually based on a true story. I mean, I would have this dream every now and then. Sometimes I
Get
still
out of
do.
there. You see very crazy dreams, man.
Yes, colorful. So, yeah, I'm in the middle of this ocean and I'm battling waves. And one night I did see this figure, a monkey. It was symbolizing to the need to just loosen up and not think too much. The playful monkey appeared.
Yeah.
So it was like I got inspired. I had to write it, make it into a song.
You know, if I were in the ocean, you know, battling with the waves and everything, I would wake up. I mean, it's...
Sometimes I would, and that one night I didn't, and the monkey appeared.
And the monkey appeared, right?
But of course, you know that the monkey here is symbolic, because then the second verse I talk about, you know, the guy with the monkey on his back, as in issues.
Yeah. True. So still, yet another song that has its own essence, and you have to dig a little bit deeper in the song to, you know, extract this message or something.
Yeah, I think it's the sort of song that first time you hear it, you'll think, oh, wow, it's catchy, nice melody, and funny, or, you know, alluring lyrics. And then you'll listen again and find out a little bit more. It grows on you, and you also realize the message with every listen you have.
It does. It's sort of... you sit down, you write these words, and... you really don't want to waste them, you know?
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's like every word is where it's supposed to be. Is that what you mean? Like, has a meaning and...
Yeah, but you don't sit down just to write a song and put words together and that's it, and you know, maybe makes no sense, or it's something very
You're right. Every line has a purpose, a goal to serve, a message to put through.
Yeah. But it's great songwriting, I have to say it again.
Oh, thank you.
Great songwriting. So here is Monkeys.
this recurring dream. It's been going on for years. Sometimes I don't see it for days, for weeks. Then out of nowhere, up it creeps. I'm in this big blue ocean, surrounded by nothing but water. Great big waves crashing down on me, dragging me deeper and deeper. I looked it up online and said, you're feeling overwhelmed. Even so, psychiatrists try to hypnotize it out of my brain. Just when things were looking better, I woke up in a sweat. The tsunami was bigger than ever, a serious threat ahead. But last night it was different. Suddenly a monkey appeared, floating on a capsized fishing boat with a silly face and eyes full of hope. He somersaulted 3 times up in the air, ready for action, looking nothing but scared. He was wearing a t-shirt saying, "Give in to the tide, see you on the other side." Could this be a sign that I think too much, need to loosen up? Could this be a sign that I worry too much, need to lighten up? Could this be a sign that I gotta breathe, take each day as it comes? Could this be a sign, gotta brighten up? Couple scream, breaking promises, breaking things, remnants of their broken dreams. Very last word is always his. Yes, he always has his way, he always wins. In anger they go to bed to sleep. I swear I hear their younger weep. One day I saw him at the entrance. He looked at me with menace. I saw the rabies in his eyes and a monkey resting on his back. The smile I cracked was cold and forced. My mind was filled with the terrible thoughts. He was wearing a t-shirt saying love ain't enough as he stormed out, brushing me aside. Could this be a sign that we fight too much, need to talk it out? Could this be a sign that our egos are high, need to bring it down? Could this be a sign that we gotta breathe before we vent it out? Could this be a sign, gotta brighten up? Could this be a sign that I worry too much, need to lighten up? Could this be a sign that I gotta breathe, take each day as it comes? Could this be a sign, gotta brighten up? Could this be a sign that we fight too much, need to talk it out? Could this be a sign that our egos are high, need to bring it down? Could this be a sign that we gotta breathe before we vent it out? Could this be a sign, gotta brighten up? Could this be a
Yet another song with so catchy a melody from the new album by Arda and the Stolen Moon. Great stuff so far. And I guess the the last time around when you released your first album, you did a few shows. So I guess you must be raring to do some more when things get better, right?
I do miss being on stage, because the energy you get on stage and being able to perform the songs with the whole band is just so different. I miss that. Just got to be patient.
Yeah.
We'll do it.
Yeah. Got to get the band together.
Get the band together.
And things will be getting better, I guess, by the end of the year.
I hope so. I think so.
Yeah. And, but I have to say this, that may be news to most people out there. It's going to be a couple of concerts in September with the title Protest Songs under the Kipria banner. And you will be one of the guest vocalists.
I'm honored that you invited and included me in these shows. Protest songs. Thank you.
But don't mention the songs.
Oh, no. That's to be revealed in September.
Yeah, because, I was looking also for an artist who has a protest song I can use,
Yeah, I get it. An original one written here in Cyprus.
In Cyprus, but, very scarce. They don't come up so easy.
Thank you.
So, last song. And before we say goodnight, I'm going to add something to this last song before we say goodnight. It was going to be something from the first album. I think I'll attach Parallel Universe right after it. Yes. Okay, so last song, Fools and a Molina Moon.
So, this song, I think, is probably the most poetic song on the album. And it's my poetic way of describing a love-hate relationship. I think as an artist, we gotta sometimes talk about things, even if it's not, directly relevant. I mean, it doesn't mean I'm in the situation, but I still think love and hate are just so close as feelings. It can quickly become, love can become hate can become love. And I just wanted to write a song about this in a poetic way.
Yeah, but you do observe.
A melancholic way.
Yeah, great. And I have to mention that a great song, but also great guitar solo from Socrates,
it's just half the song really is the guitar solo, and it's all about I love it.
He's amazing.
Socrates did an amazing job.
As always, he comes up with the lute.
Don't you think it's just the right track with which to end the album?
I think yes, and I think you got it right with the first album too, with the
Bad
finishing
Things, because
track.
it has soaring guitars again.
Yes, and for a last song, this feels like a closer to the album.
Yeah.
But
there's a climax there.
Exactly, and you leave people wanting more.
Oh,
that's a good feeling at the end of the album.
I'm glad.
So, Arda, I would like to thank you very much for coming in and discussing your new album. I'm sure you're in the middle of promoting it right now.
Yeah, we are promoting it on, mostly Facebook, but just sharing all these reviews we're getting and getting those videos released, every other week on YouTube. And just, we would appreciate if you like the music to just go check it out on our website, on Bandcamp.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very good.
It's been received so well so far. I'm so happy.
Wonderful. I'm sure we'll be seeing more reviews coming in. You will be updating your site and your Facebook and.
Definitely. It's been my pleasure to be at your show. Thank you for inviting me, Robert.
You're welcome. Okay, we're going to leave you with Fools and the Melina Moon from the brand new Art and the Stolen Moon album. And myself, I'm going to catch you again right here on Disorder tomorrow night, same time. So you take care. Good night.
Pale Molina moon haunts the midnight sky. Wrapped in a cocoon, the shadows tremble in his night. Words like he'd seek in missiles sent shivers down my spine. Could be I've been worshipping in the wrong shrine. One day's a warm embrace, the next a cold shoulder. Reality is strange in the eyes of the beholder. Colors look inviting in the palette of the painter. Choices turn to days lovers, to tomorrow's stranger. Can't fight the battles in your heart or the ghosts in your head. Love is alive, it's just a kiss or a warm bed. Like the great Pacific garbage patch floating in the ocean, we keep coming back for a replay in slow motion. Takes just one white crow to prove not all crows are black. Takes years to mend a heart a few words have cracked. They see a fool's paradise is a wise man's hell.